Individual development of human resources places a special emphasis on human capital. It believes that development of employees in the organization as a source can provide a competitive advantage. I am Ria-Flor V. Valdos for EDMA 602, Human Resource Management and Development in Education with Dr. Erwin P. Lacanlale. This is a special report on individual development, Part 1. This report explores the definition of individual development and presents its evolution using the key evolutionary concepts related to how individual development was derived. We will also delve into the roles and responsibilities individuals assume and the competencies they need to possess as we review the case studies related to the topic at hand. Individual development focuses on the importance of personal growth and development through learning programs or trainings, activities to be able to develop knowledge, skills, and appropriate behaviors for current jobs. Also, it is to increase employees' knowledge, skills, and competence or to improve behaviors in current jobs while at the same time addressing the immediate need of the organization as well as the employee. The importance of individual development of human resources in organizations can be classified into several categories. First, the empowerment of organizations. It means developing people to achieve remarkable achievements. Second, sustainability and employee satisfaction. Sustainability is the result of the maintenance of human resources and the development and empowerment of the forces themselves will result in the survival of human resources. Third, creativity. Individually developed staff feel that they are influencing their outcomes through their abilities, skills, and endeavors, hence the likelihood of creativity and innovation. Lastly, the satisfaction of customers. Individually developed staff can better handle the issues and, as a result, seek satisfaction from the client. Other benefits of individual HR development include improving organizational performance, human resource productivity, satisfaction, organizational success, promoting creativity and innovation, increasing learning and developing capabilities of employees. Hence, one of the key foundations of growth in any organization is the improvement of its workforce, particularly at the individual level. As many studies have looked into and verified how developing human resources positively affects employee happiness, how well an organization performs, productivity, effectiveness, and innovation within the organization. Studying the development of personality means grappling with the same or some of the deepest and most fundamental questions about human nature. Why are we so different from one another? Where do our desires, goals, and values come from? Is our development shaped by external forces or guided by internal dispositions? And what does it mean to be an individual in the first place? To answer these questions, we need the most powerful tool we can find. And when the goal is to understand biological organisms like ourselves, no single tool has proven more powerful than evolutionary theory. The application of evolutionary concepts to the human mind and behavior is the domain of evolutionary psychology. Here, we will discuss briefly the key evolutionary concepts and outlining some important aspects of the ecology of our species. The natural selection. The concept of natural selection lies at the core of evolutionary biology. Simply stated, Darwin's insight was that organisms compete for reproduction in a world of limited resources, so that the traits of those organisms who leave more descendants spread in the population and eventually replace other variants. This means that if a species go out and multiply, it will dominate and overshadow the other species of its kind. Adaptations, byproducts, and noise. While selection is the main driver of evolution and adaptation is ubiquitous in nature, it is important to stress that not all traits are adaptive. Many traits are just byproducts of adaptations. For example, the white color of bones is not an adaptive feature, but a byproduct of chemical composition of bone tissue. Other traits may be neutral or arise from random noise. Under certain conditions, even maladaptive traits can spread, especially in small populations. Finally, selections always interact with all sorts of constraints, from the laws of physics and chemistry to trade offs between competing functions and adaptations. For example, lighter bones help an animal move faster, but will make them also very fragile. Inclusive fitness. The classic Darwinian account of natural selection is based on the individual's relative number of descendants. While this approach can explain a lot about the design of the organisms, it cannot explain the evolution of altruistic behaviors that reduce an individual's reproductive success while increasing that of another. Individuals do not replicate across generations. Instead, what is ultimately replicated is their genes, defined as units of inheritance rather than segments of DNA. Genes within an individual can maximize their own replication. For example, their share of descendants in the population gene pool by improving not only the reproductive success of that particular individual, but also that of other individuals who are likely to carry the same genes. It reflects the joint effects of an organism's behavior on its own reproduction and the reproduction of related individuals. Offspring, parent offspring conflict. An especially striking illustration of this interplay is the parent offspring conflict, which arises because siblings in sexual species are only moderately related or just genetically similar to one another. This basic fact limits the optimal degree of biological altruism or selflessness between siblings. Each offspring should try to obtain a larger share of the parent's investment of food, protection, and other resources, whereas parents benefit by distributing their investments equally among their siblings, all else being equal. Next is Jean's eye view of evolution. Arguably, the most important implication of inclusive fitness theory is that selection favors traits that maximize the replication of an organism's genes. This is possible to understand the evolution of individual and social behavior by taking the gene's eye view, that is, by considering the impact of behavior on the replication of genes rather than on the reproduction of individuals. The ramification of the gene's eye view of evolution extend beyond social interactions. As a rule, genes with an individual have the same biological interests because they share a common destiny. That is, they have the same chance of ending up in the individual's offsprings. However, individuals are not unitary, but represent a compromise among a multitude of genetic factions engaged in various forms of cooperation and conflict. So, why do we need to discuss the evolutionary concepts related to individual development? How is it related to HR? Well, according to the theory of evolution, humans separated from the lineage of chimpanzees 5 to 7 million years ago and evolved into hunters and gatherers for the past few million years until the invention of agriculture around 12,000 years ago. Our distant ancestors migrated out of Africa in multiple waves, adapting to striking range of environments and ultimately settling the entire planet. The behavioral flexibility of our species and its capacity to generate complex, divergent cultural traditions clearly played a major role throughout its evolutionary history. Next to be discussed is the roles and responsibilities in individual development, where we present the roles of a supervisor and an employee. In the context of education, the roles of a school head and a teacher. For the supervisor, he provides feedback on the employee's performance, highlighting strengths and areas for improvement, assists the employee in assessing their potential for advancement and qualification for challenging positions, supports and funds training opportunities if mission related and funds are available, acts as a resource for exploring career development options, and lastly, acts as a mentor and coach to the employee. Meanwhile, the employee assess existing skills, competencies, and interests using reliable assessment tools, including input from peers, customers, supervisors, and HR support staff. Sets goals and objectives that enhance both personal career growth and organizational benefit. Draft the Individual Development Plan or IDP, outlining the specific steps and actions required to achieve the set goals. These roles and responsibilities emphasize the collaborative effort between school head and teacher employees in planning and implementing individual development plans. Moreover, the American Society for Training and Development has identified four unique roles within the workplace, learning and performance profession, or human resources development, namely learning strategies, business partner, project manager, and professional specialist. Let us start with the learning strategies. Who determines how workplace learning and performance improvement can contribute to long term business success? Leads in the planning and implementation of learning and performance improvement strategies. Aligns learning initiatives with the organization's strategic directions and analyzes the effectiveness of existing learning and performance improvement strategies. Next is the business partner. He applies business and industry knowledge to identify performance improvement opportunities, evaluates possible solutions, and recommends those that positively impact performance, builds effective long term relationships with clients, and collaboratively develops implementation strategies and evaluates their impact on business performance. We also have the project manager, who plans resources and monitors the delivery of learning and performance solutions, communicates the purpose and ensures effective execution of implementation plans, removes barriers and provides support throughout the project, and follows up on the progress of projects to ensure their successful completion. The last spot belongs to the professional specialist who designs, develops, delivers, or evaluates learning and performance solutions, possesses in depth knowledge in one or more specialty areas within workplace learning and performance, applies expertise in areas such as career planning, coaching, training, delivery, organizational change facilitation, human performance improvement, knowledge management, and more. And lastly, he maintains and applies up to date knowledge in their specialty areas. And those are the four unique roles within the human resources development. What role do you think you belong? Wherever you fall among the four unique roles, remember that you are a valuable asset to your organization. However, it's important to note that these roles are not static job titles, but rather flexible positions that professionals can assume based on the situation or project at hand. Next is about competencies. Competencies are clusters of skills, knowledge, abilities, and behaviors required for job success. Managers need to know about competencies to make appropriate personal decisions and guide employees' performance. Competencies in individual development. Employees need to know about competencies because they provide a roadmap of how to succeed on the job. These competencies are grouped into clusters, namely business management, interpersonal, and personal competencies. Business management competencies. Here are the competencies: analyzing needs and proposing solutions, applying business acumen, driving results, planning and implementing assignments, and thinking strategically. Moreover, the following are the interpersonal competencies, namely building trust, communicating effectively, influencing stakeholders, leveraging diversity, and networking and partnering. Last on the list of competencies are the personal competencies, namely demonstrating adaptability, modeling personal development. At this juncture, we will deal with a review of some case studies related to individual development. According to Padillo, Manglimotan, Capuno, and Espina 2021, it was revealed that teachers who participated in professional development activities showed mastery in various areas, including instructional planning, delivery, subject matter knowledge, rapport with students, and classroom management. However, professional development activities were perceived to have little benefit for the teachers. It was also found out that there is no significant relationship between the teaching competencies and professional development activities. Perceived benefits of professional development activities were attributed to personal perceptions and contextual factors. The findings call for strategic professional development planning, implementation, and evaluation for teachers to benefit more. Meanwhile, Kilag, Barikit, Glipa, Ignacio, Alves, Gilot, and Sasan 2023 concluded that professional development can encourage teachers' creativity and help break up the monotony of daily work. Offering regular professional development can also assist individuals in acquiring fresh knowledge and viewpoints that may influence how they approach their work. Furthermore, it is critical to give financial support for teachers' professional growth as seen by the difficulties they face. Individual development is a shared responsibility between the supervisor and the employee, and both must be committed to improving the organization where they belong by improving themselves. In a nutshell, individual development of human resources is vital for organizational growth and success as it is geared toward nurturing employee skills, knowledge, and behaviors through learning programs, leading to improved performance and customer satisfaction. This collaborative effort between supervisors and employees fosters empowerment, sustainability, and creativity while also enhancing happiness, productivity, and innovation at work. By understanding evolutionary concepts and embracing personal growth, organizations can achieve excellence and create a conducive environment for individual and overall success. Also, individual development is crucial in the education field as it empowers employees, fosters innovation, ensures customer satisfaction, and improve overall organizational performance. By investing in learning programs and training activities, supervisors and employees collaborate to enhance skills, knowledge, and behaviors. This creates a motivated workforce, promotes creativity, meets evolving student needs, and ultimately drives organizational growth and success. As I end this presentation, let me leave you a quote from J.K. Rowling taken from Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. Working hard is important, but there is something that matters even more: believing in yourself. I am Ria-Flor V. Valdos for EDMA 602, Human Resource Management and Development in Education with Dr. Erwin P. Lacanlale, and this is Individual Development, Part 1. Thank you for your indulgence.